Hello all, welcome to another lesson of your innovation and strategic formulation. In this video, we are going to tackle your resource-based view of the firm. In this topic, we are going to identify your RBV, your tangible assets, intangible assets, heterogeneous. You have your VRIO framework. All right, so please take down notes. Let us start with the definition or what is your RBV or your resource-based view. The resource-based view or your RBV is a model that sees resources as key to superior performance. Your resources are key to superior performance. Okay, so your letter P stands for performance. If a resource exhibits VRIO, it attributes the resource enables the firm to gain and sustain competitive advantage. Your RBV is an approach to achieving competitive advantage. So another, it is an approach to achieve competitive advantage. And your RBV concept emerged in 1980s to 1990s after major works of Werner Feltby, okay, with the resource-based view of the firm. All right. The supporters of this view argue that the organization should look inside the company to find resources of competitive advantage instead of looking at the competitive environment. Again, under the resource-based view, you are looking at the resources of the company in creating competitive advantage rather than looking at the outside environment. Okay? We are more on your internal view. All right. So you have your RBV model and your key points are your tangible resources, intangible resources, which must be either heterogeneous or immobile, and you have the VRIO attributes. And we're going to talk about the VRIO attributes later on. According to the RBV proponents, it is much more feasible to exploit external opportunities using existing resources, okay? Instead of acquiring new, instead of having other resources or acquiring others' resources to exploit opportunities. So it's better if you use your current resources. What do you have today? Okay? Don't focus on what you do not have, so you acquire in order to create an opportunity. You focus on what you already have, how you can develop and create opportunity out of those resources. Okay? So it is just like dealing with your scarce resource in the company. In RBV model, resources are given the major role in helping company to achieve higher organizational performance. There are two types of resources. So the resources are your key factors for achieving high performance. And what are the two types of your resources? Okay? You have two types of resources. Number one, you have your tangible. Where is that part? There. Anyway, we'll have this later on. All right? So let us start first, since this is just a basic part of your RBV. Number one, you have your tangible assets and your intangible assets. So you have your asset in one of our slides here. Again, your asset is anything that a firm owns, okay? And there is future economic benefit. When you talk about tangible asset, these are your physical things. It can be land, building, machinery, equipment, and your capital. All these assets are tangible. And physical resource can be easily bought in the market, so they confer little advantage to the company in long run because the rival can acquire the same identical asset. And of course, you have your intangible asset. So you have tangible and intangible. What are the items included in your tangible? You have your trademarks, reputation, brand names, intellectual property. These items or assets are everything else that has no physical presence. So you can see them, okay? You just know that you have them with you, all right? And there are two critical assumptions in your RBV, that resources must also be heterogeneous and immobile. Okay? Or immobile, meaning it cannot be movable. When you say heterogeneous, so let's write it down. There are two assumptions. It should be heterogeneous and immovable or immobile. When you say heterogeneous, this is the first assumption, which is the skill or capability and other resources that organization possess should differ from one company to another. That's what you call your heterogeneous, okay? If the company would have the same amount and mix of the resources, they could not employ different strategy anymore. So those resources or those assets should be heterogeneous. It should be different from other company and it should be different from one another so you can maximize the opportunity. Next, you should be or you should have it immobile, meaning it should not be movable. This is the second assumption of your RBV. It is the assumption that the resources should not be mobile and do not move from company to another company, at least in a short run. Okay? Now, due to this immobility, the companies cannot replicate rivals, resource, and implement the same strategy. So in order that you really maximize the opportunity, your asset or your resources must be heterogeneous and immovable. And aside from your physical asset, you also have your human asset and your organizational asset. You have your culture, you have your structures, control. For the human, of course, you have your labor force and more. All right? There. So included in the competency versus your core competency versus your distinctive competency is that your competency is an internal capability that a company performs better than the other internal capability. Your core competency is a well-performed internal capability. Okay? Again, well-performed capability that is central, not peripheral to a company's strategy. And your distinctive competence is a completely or competitively valuable capability that a company performs better than its rival. Okay? When you say distinctive, it is a performance better than the rival. When you say competency, core competency, a well-performed capability, and a competency, it is a term in general. That's your internal capability. All right. Now, aside from your RBV, I wanted us to talk about your VRIO framework. Okay? Under the VRIO framework, you have different questions to answer or different factors to have. Okay? Before we move on to that, which is also your sustainable competitive advantage, that's already your VRIO, let's identify first what your VRIO is. Okay? When you say VRIO, that is VRIO, VRIO framework. All right. VRIO stands for something, and I'm going to tell you later on what those VRIO means. Okay? Your VRIO framework is a tool used to analyze internal resources and capabilities to find out if they can be a source of sustained competitive advantage. Again, it is a tool. So just like your value chain analysis, it is a tool to analyze the firm's internal resources. Tool to analyze internal resources. Okay? And capabilities. So you write it down, and capabilities. To find out if they can be a source of sustained competitive advantage. You are trying to identify if your resources and capabilities can actually be a source of your competitive advantage of the firm. Again, what's our focus here? Your internal resources rather than external resources. All right? Okay. Now, in order to understand the sources of competitive advantage, firms are using many tools to analyze their external and internal environment. However, your VRIO is one of your internal resource analysis, and this tool was originally developed by Barney J.B. in his work, which is called your Firm's Resources and Sustained competitive advantage. Again, who originally developed it is Barney J.B. Okay? He is also an author. He authored Freer, Firm Resources and Sustained Competitive Advantage. Okay? And the author identified 4 attributes that firms' resources must possess in order to become a source of sustained competitive advantage. How many factors or how many attributes? He identified 4, and that is your VRIO. Alright? According to him, the resources must be, okay, I wanted to write it down on our whiteboard. According to Barney, okay, not the Barney the dinosaur, okay? According to Barney, Mr. Barney, the author of Firm Resources and Sustained Competitive Advantage, the resources must be, number 1, valuable. Okay? When you say valuable, what does that mean? Okay? The first question of the framework asks if the resource adds value by enabling the firm to exploit opportunities or defend against threat. If the answer is yes, okay, number 1, how can you identify if it's valuable? Does it add value to your company? If the answer is yes, then the resource is considered valuable. Resources are also valuable if they help organization increase the perceived customer value. Again, they are valuable if they increase the perceived customer value. This is done by increasing differentiation and decreasing the price of the product. What do you increase? Differentiation. What do you decrease? The price of the product. That's under your valuable. So let's write it down. Increase differentiation and decrease the price. So you add value to your customer. The next item, according to Mr. Barney or Sir Barney or Professor Barney, according to him, another attribute should be rare. Okay? It should be rare. When you say rare, resources can only be acquired by one or very few companies only. Okay? Meaning, the resources can only be acquired by one or only few company. Rare and valuable resources grant temporary competitive advantage. So please take note of that one. They only grant temporary competitive advantage. However, the situation when more than few companies have the same resources or use the capabilities in similar way, it leads to competitive parity. This is because the firm can now use identical resources to implement the same strategies and no organization can achieve superior performance. Okay? Again, when you say rare, you can only acquire a resource and can only be acquired by one or just a few entity or companies. Next one. What is the meaning of your I? Your I stands for imperfectly imitable. Okay? Imperfectly imitable, meaning you cannot imitate the resource or the product perfectly. Okay? So let's go to that part. It can be costly to imitate the product. That's why you cannot perfectly imitate a product or a resource. A resource is costly to imitate if organization that doesn't have it can't imitate. Okay? Buy or substitute it at a reasonable price. Again, your resource is costly to imitate. Okay? That's why it's said here that it can be imperfectly imitable. It is costly to imitate if other organization that doesn't have it can't imitate, buy, or substitute it at a reasonable price. And your imitation can occur in 2 ways. Okay? What are those 2 ways? Number 1, duplicating, or number 2, substituting. That's how you do imitation. Again, number 1, duplicate, and number 2, substitute. Okay? When you do duplication, is it a perfect imitation? No. There could be dents. There could be some differences that will really identify, okay, or that will really create a thin lining between the original and the duplicated one, okay? Let us see the color, all right, the texture. Next is your substitute. When you say duplicate, you directly imitate the resource. When you say substitute, you provide a comparable product or service. So that's how you do your imitations, all right? And what is your number 4 for Brio? You already have valuable, rare, imperfectly imitated, or imitable. What is your O? Your O stands for, what do you think? Brio, non-substitutable, or question of your organization. Okay, that's your O. Organization. Okay. About the organization, the result or the resource itself do not confer any advantage for a company if it is not organized to capture the value for them. Now, under the Brio framework, again, it should have all these attributes. It should be valuable, rare, imperfectly imitated, and your organization. Now, there are the questions arising for the Brio framework. And this is your number 1, the question of your value. Resources are valuable if they help organization increase the value offered to the customer. Now you have to ask yourself, do we increase the value of our customer? Do we increase the value of our product? This is done by increasing differentiation. This is already mentioned a while ago. This is done by increasing differentiation and decreasing the price of your product and also decreasing the cost of your production, because that's one way how you can how you can decrease your price. So it's done by increasing differentiation and or decreasing the cost of production. The resources that cannot meet this condition lead to competitive disadvantage. So if you cannot reach this condition or you cannot meet the value of the condition of being valuable, it will lead to competitive disadvantage. Next, the question of rarity or question of rareness. Okay? For the question of rarity or rareness, resources that can only be acquired by one or few companies are considered rare. Again, when is it considered rare? When it can only be acquired by one or few companies. When more than few companies have the same resource or capability, it will result to competitive parity. Okay? Next, the question of your imitability. The ability of the other company to imitate your source or resource or your product. A company has a valuable and rare resource can achieve at least temporary competitive. So actually, your Brio is a step by step, okay? You first have to identify if it will create value or it has value. After you have value, is it rare? Okay? After having rarity and value, you now ask the question of imitability. Okay? Because if you try to notice, a company that has a valuable and rare resource can achieve at least temporary competitive advantage. However, it may be costly to imitate a substitute or substitute for a rival. Okay, that is why what do? It's either they duplicate or substitute. Duplicate, direct imitation. Substitute, they create a comparative service or product. And lastly, the question of the organization. Okay? So for the question of the organization or question of substitutability, there must be no equivalent resource that can be exploited to implement the same strategy. Okay? So this is close to your imitability and rareness, your substitutability. All right? How about the question of exploitation? For the question of exploitation, you can later identify, okay, Is a firm organized to exploit the full competitive potential? Or this is also what you call your question of organization. The resource itself or the resource itself, nawawala yung S ko, the resource itself do not confer any advantage if it's not organized to capture the value for them. Only the firm that is capable to exploit, again, this is the question of your exploitation, only the firm that is capable to exploit the valuable, rare, and immutable resource can achieve sustained competitive advantage. Again, you have to question your company this item. On this item, you have to ask your company or your entity regarding the valuable, rareness, immutability, the substitutability, and the exploitation or organization of your resources. Okay? Because everything must be present so you can create a competitive advantage. Again, we are talking about internal resources. Now, how do you use the tool? Okay? How do you use the tool? So you have here an example of economic performance. And this is just like a evaluation if you can achieve competitive advantage or not. Okay? So how do you use the VRIO tool? Number one, you are going to identify first. Identify valuable, rare, and costly to imitate resources. That's your first step. Okay? Again, let's go to your first step. Let's write it down again here. The first step is to identify. What will you identify? Identify valuable, rare, and costly to imitate resources. There are two types of resources again. You go back to our resources, tangible and intangible. Tangible asset are again your physical asset and intangible are otherwise. Okay? So companies can easily buy them in market, so tangible assets are rarely resource of your competitive advantage. Okay? And of course, your intangible asset is a unique item of your company, okay, or attribute of your company, and definitely you can also use them. Therefore, to find valuable, rare, and costly to imitate resources, you should first look at the company's intangible asset. Okay, so is it enough for you to have a costly to imitate resources? Next one, okay. Number two, you find out if the company is organized to exploit the resources. Find out if company is organized to exploit resources. Are they organized? Sa VRIO mo, dito papasok yung O mo. Okay? Next, number three. Okay? So before we go to number three, by the way, how can you find out if the company is organized to exploit? You can be mindful. Okay? By asking these questions to your company. Does your company has an effective strategic management process in your organization? Are there effective motivation and reward system in place? Because this will help you in order to find out, I should say, if you can now exploit or if you're ready or if your company is ready and organized to exploit your resources. What else? Does your company's culture reward innovative ideas? Is their organizational structure designed to use the resource? And are there excellent management and control system? So these are the questions that you can ask your company in order to find out if the company is organized or ready to exploit resources. Next, the number three is of course to protect the resources. When you identified a resource or capability that has all the four attributes, the VRIO, you should protect it by using all possible means. Diba? Parang nagpoprotekta ka lang ng copyright mo. Nagpoprotekta ka ng patent mo, ng mga inventions, ng mga PPE, asset, cash in bank, cash. So, ganun din yung gawin mo. You protect your resources. After all, it is the source of your sustained competitive advantage. And the first thing to do is to make top management aware of the resource and suggest how it can be used to lower cost or to differentiate the product and service. Okay? Step number 4, constantly review. Okay? Review Vrio resources. Okay? Na-doble yung O. Vrio resources and capabilities. You constantly review. You normally review, okay? You review always, or you constantly review, let us say for a uniform interval of time, let us say monthly, or let's say quarterly if you're a big company. The value of the resources changes over time, and they must be reviewed constantly to find out if they are as valuable as they were once. Let us say you have this specific item of your resources. You have to identify, is this still valuable at this point in time? Can I still use this to create competitive advantage? You have to ask your entity. Okay? So these are your 4 questions or your 4 steps on how you can use your Vrio tool. Number 1, again, identify your value, rarity, and imitability. Find out if the company is organized, and then you protect the resource, and then you review your Vrio resources and capabilities. So to end the presentation, you have here an economic performance. For the economic performance, you will list down your Vrio: valuable, rare, imitate, and organization. Is it valuable? You can ask that question. And of course, how can you ask that question? You go back, or how can you identify if it's valuable? You go back to our discussion earlier. Is it rare? Okay. Can it only be acquired by few or some entities? Is it costly to imitate, or can we imitate this? Yes or no? Exploited by the organization. Is the organization ready? Okay. What if it is valuable? What if it's not valuable? Meaning, you cannot proceed with the other attributes already. What's your competitive implication? Competitive disadvantage and your economic performance is below normal. What if it is valuable but it is not rare? Meaning, it can create value to you, to your customer, to your company, to the product that you can create. It can create differentiation, but it is not rare. Meaning, company B, C, and D, and the other company already have those resources. It will create competitive parity, but your economic performance is normal. But what if there is valuable, or the resource is valuable and it is rare? However, it is not costly to imitate, or it can easily be imitated. Okay? There is only temporary competitive advantage. So that's what we're talking about earlier. If you have valuability or valuable and rarity but low cost to imitate, okay? You only have, or it only offers you temporary competitive advantage although you are above normal. Okay? But if it is all yes, your resource is valuable, it is rare, it is costly to imitate, and the company is ready or organized to exploit the product or the resource, I should say, then you can have a sustained competitive advantage and you are above normal. Okay? So take note of this one. This might be asked on your exams. And of course, the steps on how you can use your Vrio framework. All right, and of course, you can review the PowerPoint. It's on our Canvas. It's available there. All right. So see you again on our next topic for your innovation and strategic formulation. God bless on your review.